Here, I've been out fishing yesterday. Our freezer ran out of fish, and I just wanted to get a few fish for the freezer. And I went out about 4 miles on my own, and I've got a few fish here, and I'm going to show you what I do with them. And I showed you another video where I fillet them, and this time I want to show you what I do with the scales and all that, and show you how I freeze the fish so you get the fish in the premium condition. Now, I spoke last time about how I brain spike the fish, and I can't speak more highly about the brain spiking. You can see how the fish is as stiff as a board, and that's a parrot. That's another one. You can just see how they've got all their colour, and you can see where the brain spike went in. That's a little snapper, and that's another parrot there. You can see I've got blocks of ice in here and everything. It's a Maori cod. Another parrot here. And we've got here pearl perch. Another pearl perch here. We've got a grey sweetlip. Now I've got another good sized grey sweetlip there. It's a nice one. So we won't have to buy any meat for quite a while, I don't think. You can still see that ice is still frozen on them, which is good. Got a little trevally. I'm freezing the big heads down to make the head curry, and we're freezing some of the frames down. We don't want to have too many. We've got that many frames. We can throw some of them away. Everything gets recycled through our veggie garden, and we'll come back when we go back outside to do the scaling.
Jeff is just scaling a parrot right at the moment, one of the ones he showed you a little while ago.
So what I do is I'm scaling them in the spot here, so the scales get all washed in with the rain into my veggie garden, and I've got a waste not want not policy around here, and it attracts a few flies, but what I've got is some grass clippings. I'm just going to cover the whole thing with grass clippings when I finish doing this. So what I've done is I've only taken 4 fish out to scale at a time, so I keep the other fish on the ice, keep them cool, and just pull out 4 fish at a time and scale them, and then fillet them and cut them into pieces, and then put them in the freezer. So we'll come back when we're ready to put them in the freezer, eh? I've filleted those 4 fish, and I took the two larger heads off to make the fish head curry. And we've also, the last month, we've realised how good these Thai-inspired lemongrass and prawn soup is. So we've been making the fish stock with the fish frames, and so I've put the smaller fish frames in a bag there to freeze, and so the smaller fish, you've got the head and the frame, and then the larger ones, you've got the frame. So I'll probably keep about 3 bags out of this catch, and I've kept the, I'll show this, hang on. So of the larger ones, I've kept the wing section in one piece. So I've got 6 sections, and I've packed them for the freezer, and I'll show you how I do. The reason why I keep these together is because there's a bit more blood around the wing area, and you want to eat that first. So I'll keep all the wings together. And okay, so I'm just going to show you what I do with these fillets before I freeze them. So what you do is you fillet them and get them ready to cook. So what I do is put a layer of Glad wrap on the table, and just put, well, there's 2 of us, so we have 2 pieces, 1 piece each, so we just put them in layers. So I just put 2 pieces there, and then just drag it over, and just gently lay the Glad wrap over there, and then put another 2 pieces. I think some people call these fillets. So anyway, we call them fillets. So So you've got another 2 fillets there, and then you just fold it back, and then you put another fillets like that, and then you fold it over again, just sort of like that. Yeah, it's sort of loose, a bit short, but anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to take another bit of Glad wrap, and just lay it lengthways there. So you've got your 6 pieces there, and then you fold it over like that, and over like that, and then so you firmly. So what you've done before that is I've got them in this saucepan where they drain. You want to just move the camera over there. So I've got them in a saucepan where all of the water drains out, and so you don't want any water in the fillet when you freeze it. So what I've got is in this freezer here, I've actually, you want them over here, woman? Please. So what I've done is I've got a shelf here that's vacant, and I've actually turned the freezer up. I've actually turned the fan on so that it's on quick freeze. So what you're going to do is avoid at all costs putting 2 layers of fillets. So you're just going to put 1 layer of fillets, and then if you've got a freezer brick, you can put that on top of there, or something else that's frozen. So you want them to freeze as quick as possible. And then what you do then, when you're ready to eat the fillet, you can just pull the frozen section out, just get a bread and butter knife and just prise it in there and just separate 2 fillets, and then you put them in some water before you're ready to cook them, and then put the other 4 fillets back in the freezer. So and it tastes just as good as it came out of the ocean. It really works well for us. The other thing I want to mention about looking after the fish and getting them back in premium condition, I mentioned about brain spiking the fish, and the thing I probably didn't emphasise is as soon as you brain spike the fish, you put the fish straight into a thick icy slurry. Okay. So what I do is even before I bait up my line to go back down again, I treat each fish individually. As soon as they're caught, I get them off the hook, brain spike them, straight into the ice slurry, then bait up and go back down again. So the fish, and then when they come home, they're really cold, and then you keep them cold all the time, really icy cold, and then when you fillet them, you get them straight in the freezer as quick as you can. So I'm not sure if there's any more to add, Wilma?
No, I think you've just about covered everything.
I talked a lot, so alright, well thanks very much for that, and I'll catch you later. All the best. Bye.
Bye.